Welcome to Deep River Farm, folks. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you, all of you's concern that you got about all the wildfires up in western North Carolina. There are very, very many fires at this time. They're running basically in eastern Tennessee, upstate South Carolina, and in western North Carolina from the state line there at South Carolina all the way up into Virginia. I did see some fires up other side of Galax and up toward Blacksburg up into Virginia, and so there's a lot going on, folks. And these fires that are in western North Carolina, the big ones they say had been caused by down power line. The one in upstate South Carolina there at Table Rock was started, according to the sheriff down there, by some negligent teenagers who had built a campfire or something and had been let it get out of hand, or get the wind caught it or whatever. But anyway, that's what happened with that one. But wanted to talk with you this morning and put something out there that nobody's talked about. Nobody has thought about it probably, and that are the personnel that are fighting these fires. Let's go back to when the hurricane hit and all this rain, 30 plus inches fell. All these people were forced out of their homes, flooded out, houses washed away, neighbors died, some family members died. People lost everything, and then they was forced out into whatever they could find to live in, whether it be a tent or a camper or a shed, their barn, whatever it was. Some of them was able to get a hotel till they filled up, and these people went without jobs for extended amounts of time. Some of them are still without a job because they got washed away. Maybe they were business owners and that got washed away, or they've not been able to rebuild because of permits and restrictions and regulations and all kinds of garbage. And yet, these are the folks that are your volunteer firemen that are assisting putting these fires out, and they're draining. Maybe they've got a job, but they're out there fighting these fires to help protect their neighbors. And, these folks have been under tremendous financial stress. Some of them are still couch surfing because they still are waiting for a shed or a camper to live in. And these are the folks that they just won't give up. And they're sacrificing, maybe the husband or the wife, are the only ones in the household that's got an income, and maybe they're the ones out there that are not at work that are fighting these fires. So, folks, just something for you to think about there, and nobody's talking about it, but I do know that there are several of these folks that are out there fighting these fires that have lost their jobs, maybe found something, and now they're not at work because they're trying to protect their neighborhood or their neighbors' homes, or just people they don't know, but they're trying to protect what's left around their area, and that's not already been wiped out from the hurricane. And folks, that's why these relief centers and things are so important for these folks, and they're relying on it because their income could be completely wiped out or halfway wiped out. A lot of them, think about it, are paying a mortgage on a piece of property, a home that does not exist, and they're living in a camper or a shed, and they're paying a mortgage. And with that mortgage, they're making them also pay homeowners insurance to something they can't even live in. It ain't nothing but a scam. Now, folks, if you're out in Western North Carolina, I wanted to come up with some, not come up with it, because a viewer who's been watching the channel, he goes by the name of The Judge, and I've been aiming to tell this and I forgot it, but he come up with a very good, it wasn't an idea, it's something evidently he knows, let's put it that way. But he passed it along to me in a live chat on one of the premiere videos, and said for you folks that may possibly be paying a mortgage on a home that don't exist or is not livable, maybe it's full of mold or just flooded out, and you got no electricity in it, and you're paying a mortgage. He suggested that you find out from your lending institution if they received payment from the insurance company. And come to find out, a lot of these lenders have an insurance policy on your home in case you don't pay. And if they have paid, the insurance company has paid the lender, that means that home is in the free and clear. So if the insurance company's paid the bank, and then the bank's still requiring you to pay a mortgage that's already been paid off, that would seem to me like that would be a little something fishy right there. So that might be something you folks need to check out. I don't know the law about any of that stuff, don't even want to try to say I do, but it did make a very good point that banks do take out insurance policies on homes that carry the mortgage, and that might be something you folks want to check out. And I appreciate the Judge, that's what he goes by on YouTube here, for making that information available to me. And like I said, I have forgot about putting it out there, but it just dawned on me that it may be something you folks want to check out, that you may be paying on a mortgage that's been paid off by an insurance policy, but your insurance policy won't pay you. So it's something that you might want to check out. And I know there's a lot of viewers on this channel that live in Western North Carolina, and you may want to pass that information around. That was a comment that came in on the channel, to check with your lending institutions and just find out if they had a policy on your house and they were paid off by it. Might be something worth checking out. Well, folks, keep these firefighters and these pilots and things in your prayers as they're out there battling these blazes. I understand that the smoke is extremely thick, and it's people that's got breathing issues or health issues, they're telling them to evacuate or stay indoors. And then you got these firefighters, they're out there breathing this stuff, folks. And these debris piles that are on fire that are caused by Helene, that are down in these river valleys and things, think about this, folks. All of those toxins and things that was in the water, you know, they talked about how toxic the water was after the flood. Think about all these toxins that are dried in these big piles of debris, these logs and limbs and all this type of stuff, and then it's on fire. Think about all these toxins and things that these firefighters are breathing that are out there fighting these fires. And you know, they fighting 12, 15, 18 hours a day trying to contain these fires, putting their life on the line, and they've already been through a hurricane and lost stuff, and they may be living in a camper, they may be the only ones that has a job, yet they're sacrificing their time and wages to go out and fight these fires for their fellow Americans. So think about that, folks, and continue to help support these relief centers. And if you want to help support the Cash for Campers that we're trying to help with, these families that's been burned out from these fires, That information is going to be in there. The three main churches, Midway Wesleyan, the Bethel Wesleyan in Flat Rock, and Central Global Methodist in Asheboro. So if you can help do the cash for campers, or if you want to continue to help support the relief centers, they have the Amazon gift registries tied to the relief centers, and they're still wide open and serving the people, because many of them, folks, are in a bad situation, paying that mortgage on something they can't live in, and homeowners insurance on something they can't live in, if it's even standing, and barely any income, if any income, and they've got children and everything else, and it's a bad situation. This is not something that is going to be taken care of for quite some time, and they are getting the infrastructure rebuilt. I can tell you that. I know for a fact that the roads are getting fixed, the bridges are being they're in the process now, folks, of having, they are already pretty much through the designs on a lot of these bridges. Now they've got to go in and clean the debris out around the areas where the bridges are, get all of the pavement, concrete, the culverts that were washed out, get all these pieces and stuff out so that they can get down into the area and start driving piles in for the bridge supports, to get the pillars and all that set up to go, and then get the bridges and stuff rebuilt. It's quite of a lengthy process that you have to go through to get all that stuff going. There's a lot of engineering that has to take place. There's a lot of utilities and stuff that has to be designed in with that. And what I mean by that is get the permanent power pole alignments and things set up so that the permanent power can be installed correctly, because a lot of it is up there right now is temporized. A lot of the communication lines are just laying in the woods, and because they just don't have the poles and the means, and they didn't want to do all this work and moving all this stuff time and time again, waiting on bridges and roads and things to get fixed. They needed to get power and communications back up to the folks in the mountains there. So it is a lengthy process. You know how long it takes just to build a normal road. Imagine having to go in and just completely reconstruct what was there as far as the subsurface, and then go in and try to put the compaction and stuff together for a road and a bridge, and get it all graded, and move some of these boulders that rolled down in through the river with all that force of water, and get all that stuff moved so they can get in there to rebuild the bridge. I appreciate you joining me this morning on Deep River Farm. Think about those folks, though, and say a prayer for all these firemen and all these personnel that are out there putting their life on the line, trying to put these fires out in western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, and eastern Tennessee, and southwest Virginia. I appreciate you folks watching today. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll try to have an update this afternoon on the fires, and get some containment reports and other things related to the wildfires in western North Carolina. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope everybody has a blessed day.